Howdy folks, welcome to episode 87, 86, 87, something like that. Yeah, that one, the number one, you know, the episode with the number. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna we're gonna go up to the sawmill. I did go use the editor and I filled in the. Why am I going backwards? Here, let's not go backwards. Anyway, yeah, let's make sure we're stopped first. All right. Did I leave the? Yeah. Anyway, did I leave it in reverse and then just change it? I switched it and yeah, whichever. Too busy talking. Too busy yapping, not paying attention to what I'm doing with the controls. Anyway, yeah, we're going to go up to the sawmill. I did use the editor to put logs in and outputs in, so it's like stuff to gills. So we should be able to load up these cars. And it's a 1-to-1 ratio with the input to outputs. So as far as like cars, it's by car. So if you fill, for every one car with beams, you fill one car with lumber, you can get the correct amount of, the correct ratio of thingies. Let's go check out the, that's all the way over here. Yeah, see, they have 0, so, yep, that's fine. That works. Alright, and then we're going to speed up here a little bit. Make sure that our switches are all set for us. That one would be a problem. Slight disaster. Oh, man. Yeah, only a slight disaster. Oh, I got these guys on the track, too. I guess I'm going to have to move them, too. Because we are going to go around. Yeah, see, I put in 100, 100, 100. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, I'll have to move those. That's fine. That's not that hard to do. So anyway, yeah, we'll get that done, and we'll move these over our resources over to the iron mine, and then see if we can fill up the iron mine. And that's 290. We're just gonna basically, instead of trying to fill them exactly, we're just gonna pull as many as we can. These are the cars we have. That's enough, right? That's the amount we have. We're gonna fill them all up. But yeah, I'm gonna go around that teardrop. So I did try to circularize that in the while I was in the editor. I'm like, that loop could probably use a little. It's not too bad. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. The numbers on it, it did improve pretty significantly. And so I did check the save, but then it came up into the sand because it like made a wider arc or whatever, and it came up into this. You know how it kind of goes uphill over there. Where that loop is. And so yeah, it kind of went into the sand, and the tracks were too deep into the ground for the whatchamacallit. Let's go like this. We're gonna come to the back. Now this is the other engine that we can't hear. The other engine that we can't hear from here. That was the box cars that crashed when we did that, wasn't it? Down that corner? I think it was the box cars. One of the boxy. I don't know if it was specifically a box car or a ventilated box car or what was the other one called? Stock car. I'm sure somebody's like having a conniption over the fact that I that I suggested that stock cars and box cars are the same thing. No, that's cool. I appreciate it. I appreciate caring about jargon. Oh, is that a... That is. That's just a deco. I hate those ones. The decos that just stick out into the track and you can't get rid of them because they're deco. Alright. I'm going to do this. And then we're just going to let this come into the station. Let's go back to the back. I suppose we should... We'll have to put a little bit of brakes on here. Yeah. So we got to count how many cars we have. It's actually like stopping with the brakes. What's up with that? That was weird. The brakes were actually like 35% brakes was actually like having 35% effect. What was up with that? Okay. So we're going to do this. All right. And then, you know what? Let's jump back in so that we can count the cars easily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so it's 10 cars each. And those two were actually 11 and 12, so that works itself out perfectly. Okay. I should have done this the other way, because then I could have done... Yeah. I don't know. I've tried that before, and you end up spending the extra time trying to get them all lined up properly instead of spending the extra time trying to wait for these to go. There we go. Yeah, it's around both the corners, so it's not zigzagging over the two things, which was what I was concerned about. And then, all right, and then we can do this. And let's see if we can get this one moving. There. Let's see which one it lands on. Huh, okay. Like that. Did it go? Oh, it just reset, but then it didn't start going again. Alright, we can get moving then. 2, 4, 6. Yep. It's just these. And then this one can go... There we go. And then the next one will set... No. I tried. I gave it the old college try. Okay, let's try that. There we are. Alright. So then we're going to go back to here. How much room? Yeah, I've got room to load these up before I have to move the other engines. That's fine. Okay. No biggie. No big deal. Should be able to handle this. Yeah, that one was like in the sand. That corner over there. See how there's like a hill right here? It comes down and it goes up, and yeah. So when you circularize the track, it doesn't change the elevation on them. Unfortunately. I'm not sure that it has an elevation map. I know the way I came up with an elevation map was I think I grabbed the Z coordinates of all the trees, or Y coordinate, depending on which way they do that in this. Some game engines will use Z as the whatchamacallit and Y as the vertical axis, and other ones will use Z as the vertical axis. So you never know which one you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates. Okay. All right. There's those. Go like this. This will actually be pretty quick then. And then we're going to use that teardrop to... That's the part of the episode that's going to take forever, I suspect. And... Okay, and then this one, we can have it catch up. There we go. What did... Okay. It's always something. Let's go to this one. 2, 3. Okay, 3 more. Alright, we got that one. I don't want to hit the spacebar again because it might do the other one. There we go. There. Alright. And then we're going to go one more. There we go. And then this one can go there. Hopefully we get the back one. Aww. Okay, we still have to wait for 2 of them, but that's not too bad. Did it go? No. It's just being so weird today. I hate this. I really hate the way they did this crane. I just hate the way it's implemented. I'm sure it's just me. But you're not doing anything. I think we had this discussion last episode, didn't we? Where you're watching and not doing. Okay. Because games are you do things, not watch things. There we go. Alright, that should get us done. Okay, so let's jump out of the train here. And we gotta go into these. Oh, we need to do this one first. See this, it was this right here. It went down like 1 millimeter and it was into the dirt. And then let's see. Go over to this one. Alright, so we're just gonna put 1 scoop in so that the next time we use this, it's reloaded again. And we'll throw it over on this track over here. And that's gonna move. Okay, cool. And we can do this and flip the switch, reverser. See, it would be cool if you had a controller, you could do all that like in one. Whoops. Do all that stuff in like one smooth, you know, flip all the switches all at the same time. Flip the switch, hit the brakes, throw it in reverse, you know, and then the thing comes to a stop and, whoops, thing comes to a stop and goes backwards and all that, you know, yada yada. All in one cool motion. What do they call it? A J turn with a car. Where you like, those are the best. I've actually done those on ice and stuff with my car. Whoops. There. But yeah, you put it in reverse. Oh, you know what? That. You put it in reverse. Yeah, it was getting stuck on this. So you put it in reverse, you start backing up, and then at the same time you like crank the wheels and hit the brakes on you hit the brakes and crank the wheel, and the front end whips around, and at the same time as you're doing that, you're shifting from reverse into forward, so that by the time your car is done a 180, you're now in forward gear and hitting the gas again and accelerating out of there all in one move. I guess everybody else calls it a J-turn. I always called it a Rockford because they used to do that on the Rockford Files all the time. The bad guy would be getting away, going the opposite direction, so he'd jump into his car and do a Rockford. Those were fun. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get our train around this corner. Yeah, speaking of weird and fun driving techniques, is this deco? I think it is. Okay. Huh. The other thing that I was good at was because I lived in the middle of the nowhere, and so I would drive in reverse, like really fast. And this was, when I was a teenager. When you're a teenager and you do stupid things. But yeah, I'd drive really fast. And of course, when you do that, you do it by, you turn around. Like you lean, you put your arm over the passenger seat. That's the deco we just looked at. You put your arm over the passenger seat and you physically turn around and you're looking the direction you're going. And they try to do like driving really fast. I don't remember what myth they were trying to replicate or whatever, but they were trying to drive really fast in Mythbusters. And Jamie gets in the car and he's looking in the mirror, and I'm like, "You're an idiot." I mean, for that, Jamie isn't an idiot, but you're an idiot if you try to do that. If you're just backing up in a parking lot at walking speed, sure, the mirror's fine. But when you got to like react, instant twitch react in the correct direction, you're looking the direction you're going. And you can go really fast doing that. Like highway speed fast. Depending on the car you have and how low the reverse gear is, or low or high the reverse gear is. But yeah, you can go. You'd be surprised how fast you can go in reverse. Anyway, I don't know if maybe I'm the only one who does that, and then everybody else tries to look in the mirror if they want to go fast, or nobody else is stupid enough to go that fast in reverse. Okay, this switch. Are we coming off the rails or anything? No. Okay. It's just that we're at 5%. Okay, and then we've got. Let's go look at this. We're gonna go up this way, and this way, and then we're gonna come across. Because that was the whole purpose of this, is we're going to come across and go up this hill to the iron mines. And this is open, right? We don't have, like, cars sitting there. Okay. Okay. Cool. I think we're good. Let's do this. See how this looks. There we go. We might need to bring the other big engine in order to get this up the hill. This is only 20 cars. We've pulled much bigger trains than this up semi big hills. The other thing is you can put the physics on easy. I don't remember what I have the physics on because this is a flat track and it doesn't really matter that much. So honestly, I don't remember if I have the physics on easy or hard or whatever. Cool. I always expect that this tree right here to derail something. It just feels like it should. Feels like this should knock something off the tracks or whatever. Okay. Alright. I think we're good. Let's see if we can get some extra speed out of this. Since we're only doing 20. Yeah, we can. Cool. See how far we can get this to go. Maybe, yeah, we can get to 25. Looks like we can get it to 25. Cool. Is this where we're going to knock something off the track? Man, that rock is really close, isn't it? Okay, and then we're going across 2 switches here. We're just going to go full speed. We're going to see what happens. I'm not going to try slowing down for these switches this time. I'm guessing that it'll slow itself down. Just as long as it doesn't slow itself down and then, like, suddenly speed up, right? Suddenly, it's easy to pull. I can't imagine why. Alright. There. Yeah, we're good. Made it around that. Alright, yeah, because we're going to want to get as much of a run at this as we can. We're going to hit the bottom of this hill going 25 and see if we can make it up the hill. If we can't make it up the hill, we're going to have to back down the hill and then bring in an engine in front and have both engines pull. And then the trick to that is going to be that basically, since we can't tie the controls to each other, as far as I know, that means that we're basically just going to have to set one of the regulators to full on, and then use the other one on and off to hopefully control it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I wouldn't mind if we had to do that. The biggest problem with that would just be the time that it takes to get the other engine over here. But I wouldn't mind trying that just because it would be kind of interesting to do that. Because I haven't done that with... We had the RRO extended mod that used to work before they changed things. Before the official engine changed things and made the mod incompatible again. And they couldn't... Either they couldn't or they were done. Which, I don't blame them. Okay, we do have both sides. Yep, they're both fixed. Okay. They're both straightforward. Wonder why the track is bent. Duh. Okay. We're going to take the reverser off. Ooh. I don't know, man. We only got half the cars up the hill now. Chugga, chugga, chugga. We got a little bit to go, because then it's going to get lighter if we can get this... Oh, man, that was so close. If we can get this up to the top of the hill before it runs out of juice. Come on. Come on, you can do it. We're so close. I think we're going to get there. I think we got it. Yeah. We got it. Cool. Yeah, because now it's going to start speeding up a little bit. It's going to lighten the load. Nice. Wow. That effect. When you come back out of the tunnel. All right. Not sure that we want to go 20 through the tunnel. I don't think we want to come out of the tunnel going 20. I can tell you that much. Okay. Because this is going to be the other challenge of this. Although, if we can control it going up the hill, we should have enough to control it going down the hill. How far through this are we? Okay. Yeah, that turn right there is the biggest concern. The one right as we come out of the tunnel. You know, I considered trying to go over like these mountains and stuff too, to make a shortcut that goes over the mountains to get to the sawmill. It wouldn't be realistic, but it might be fun. Okay. Let's see what we get when we come out of here. We're just going to let this coast on its own momentum. Because this, as it starts to go down the hill, is going to start pulling. Once it starts going down the hill, it's going to start pulling everything else, and so we don't want it to pull any earlier than necessary. Like this, it's going to start pulling everything now. And we're going to try to engage the brakes enough to keep it at 10. That's going to be our goal, is 10. Okay, that looks like it's going to work. Are we past the steepest part or something? No. That is definitely steeper. Yeah, we're starting to speed up. I think this brake setting might get us there, though. The other nice thing is once these come around the corner, then we're braking in a straight line. We're not braking around the corner, so it's always a good thing, too. There we go. Okay, now we're safe to brake in a straight line. We're safe to brake as much as we want. All right. It's one way to stop. All right, and so we're going to go like this. That. We'll get up to 30 and then we'll do the other ones. Let's see what kind of number we get here. I think if we leave it at here, we should be okay. We'll get it all tuned in and then we'll run out of empty spaces to put the beams in, right? That's 7. Actually, that'll fill it up. Is the other one 60? We're going to use all the beams. Because we had 10 cars of 3, and that's the capacity of 30. I know, math, it's, you know, it's mathy. It's very, very, very mathy. Definitely very mathy. Okay. So that's 30 of those. Let's see what we have for outputs too once we start moving these. These are going to take longer to unload. 50 is our capacity, but that's okay because the beams will get used up. Oh, thanks for that. And yeah, because we're like a half hour in. We'll get these unloaded first because it's a weekend too. All right, I think as soon as the middle thing goes past it. I think that's the whatchamacallit point. Are we off the hill now or what? We must be off the hill. I think we can just leave the brake off and do this as they come up. We might even need to put some... There. See if that helps at all. 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Yeah, we should be able to empty this whole thing. So we'll do that. And we'll see what kind of iron output we get. I can't quite see the number. We're going to go like this then. When this is unloading, we're going to go up a few cars just so we can see the number when this starts unloading. 274. Okay, so yeah, it's going to fill up pretty quickly here. Cool. Well, we can take whatever it puts out for all these. Come on, you can do it, cars. Only 3 more cars. There we go. And then we got to figure out how to get our whatchamacallits over here. We got to get those iron cars over here. So we got to get those up the hill too. Cool. I think we'll use the other engine to do that. And that is going to be it for this episode. I think this is 87. Join me in episode 88. We'll get all of our... Yeah, see? We've got all this extra too that we can... See, 18 and 36, so that's they're going to make 18 more whatevers, however many it produces in each group. So, and if it's I think that's a whole lot. It's many. That's the technical term for that number. But anyway, yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. Join me in episode 88, and we'll see you then. Later.